All right, everybody, welcome to the Planet MicroCap Showcase Vegas. Today is our company presentations day. Kicking us off, the guinea pig for the morning at 8:30, bright and early in Las Vegas, which, by the way, thank you all for being here for this. We have Dave Schwerin from QuoteMedia. Dave, take it away.
Thank you, Bobby. Thanks for coming here, everybody. I know it's a little early in the morning, especially for Vegas, but I'm pretty happy. I'm up $16, so I think I'm going to quit now and go home a winner. That's my main goal. Tell my wife I beat Vegas. But anyways, thanks for coming. QuoteMedia is my company. Very proud of it, and I'll give you a little overview of what we're doing. Probably have some forward-looking statements, so there's our proverbial forward-looking statement slide. So QuoteMedia is a stock market aggregation company, market data, research information, anything to do with the public companies for the markets. We collect all of that data, we bring it all together, and then we produce it back out for other companies that need it. But we actually have hundreds and hundreds of providers of information. The sources are the exchanges, all the news sources, corporate actions, broker ratings, Forex, futures, commodities, options, et cetera, et cetera. It just goes on forever. And it's always expanding. And so companies need this information. So if you're a brokerage firm, if you're a bank, if you're a media portal, if you're a public company, sorry, this mic is cutting out here, then you need to display this information. So you have to go to a company that aggregates it and puts it all together. And that's what we do. And then we provide applications, we provide web displays, we provide the raw data feeds, things like that. So any different ways that companies are looking for this information. Our target market is exchanges, brokerage firms, clearing firms, banks, media publishers, portals, investor relations, anybody that's needing market data. So, you know, this is the Toronto Stock Exchange website. We do a lot with the Toronto Stock Exchange. They needed to power their entire systems. Their user base needs access to all of this research for Canada, and so we power everything for the Toronto Stock Exchange. You also see us on NASDAQ and a bunch of other sites, of course. So some of our clients are, like I said, the NASDAQ, Toronto Stock Exchange, FIS, Broadridge. Broadridge came to us, wanted to have all the data to power their whole trading systems. And they kind of came to us and said, hey, we want all raw data. And then when they found out we had all these widgets and charts and all these things that they could use that as well, it really saved people a lot of time. You know, we provide for the banks. So we're doing things like powering their trading systems and handling all their retail clients. So their retail clients can have all their research and quotes and look at their portfolios and everything. And we manage all of that. So companies come to us because we are a single source for everything. And so that goes across as far as data goes, where you can come to us and you don't have to go to many different providers to get the information. And it also comes with product. So for example, if you want the raw data, you can get the raw data from us. If you want to get applications, if you want to get web displays, you can get that. So basically, we provide all the services that go along with data, whether it's managing the exchanges, the exchange entitlements, charging the users, all of these different things that companies, you know, it's a hassle to do. We do it all for them. So we are a SaaS provider, software as a service provider. And what's great about QuoteMedia, the best thing ever, is it's all recurring revenue, right? So everybody that signs up with us, every company that uses us, month after month, year after year, it's recurring, right? We're 99% recurring revenue, which is why we have such a good growth rate and why we're doing so well. We have a very high client retention rate, renewal rate of over 90%, which is very good. And I was wondering why only 90, and there are companies that discontinue using us they stop making a product, they decide they want to go down another angle. So it's really not leaving us, they're leaving their own systems. We have a strong growth rate approaching 20%. Our annual revenue is approaching 20 million, and looks like even contracts under the sign today are taking us to that number already. Average revenue per client is increasing every year. So what we're noticing is that every client is buying more stuff from us, or clients are bigger. We're getting bigger and bigger clients all the time. We've got a strong brand, proven clientele. People recognize us. They know who we are. And we're invited to the table. So yes, there are competitors to us, and the competitors are all multi-million-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar companies, right? So we've got Refinitiv, we've got FactSet, we've got Morningstar, we've got Bloomberg. These companies are massive, and they're kind of why we're around, right? We're that company that people want to come to and use, and I'll go through a little bit of that. But we are invited to the table, and we are winning at the table. We've established a strong team. We've got about 120 full-time employees, and we also have a bunch of contract employees for data collection and data cleansing and things like that. So we're probably running around 150. We have established product success. Clients are using our products. Our products are in a lot of different companies, and we have lots of good new product traction. So when we come up with new product, we're following what the clients are looking for. So our existing clients are taking the new product, and it's more stuff to sell, and that's why we're getting increased growth from per client. We're debt-free and profitable. And so what are the key reasons people come to QuoteMedia? And customer focus is probably number one, because people don't get the service from the bigger firms, the antiquated firms, the firms that they've used in the past that they get from QuoteMedia. So we're a very boutique level, always highest level customer focus. We're there. You pick up the phone, you can talk to somebody if you want to have something to discuss and do something differently. We will listen. Whereas that these bigger firms, there's so many levels of hierarchy to make a decision, it just doesn't happen. We have newer technologies. Some of our competition obviously are running on 20-year-old systems, 30-year-old systems. The technology is just not there. Everything that we do is new. It's all innovative, and we hear that all the time. We're agile and flexible. If somebody wants something done a certain way, they want it designed a certain way, if they want data delivered in a certain way, we're very flexible. We're responsive. We pick up the phone, we answer, we'll get things done. Companies don't like to wait. They want to get going, right? They don't want to be behind. And so you have to stay very responsive. We have very broad coverage of data. That's another reason why people come to QuoteMedia, of course, and that's that one-stop shop where you get everything. And we do have that broad coverage. If you need futures, if you need options, if you need Forex, we have all of that. We're that single source provider. We've got very good data quality. We're powering brokerage firms, trading, exchanges. So we're always focused on the best data quality. And cost savings. Cost savings is huge. Companies come to us all the time and say, hey, we want to look at QuoteMedia and what you can do for us. And here's what our spend is. And sometimes we just go say, that's ridiculous. You're overspending tremendously. So it's companies that have just been using these bigger firms for so long that they don't realize how much they're overspending. So we can save sometimes up to 50% of their spend. And full stack development. That's another reason why companies come to us, because they want something done and they want us to build it. They just don't want their teams involved. Their teams don't know the data well. They don't understand it all. And so they come to us and say, can you do all of it? Can you just take over and manage it, and run it, host it, do everything? And so that's what we're doing. So if you look at our primary product lines, data feeds, delivery of data is the first one. And that will be either the direct data from exchanges and all these other sources, or our proprietary data. So we actually do a lot of data on data. And so we do analytics and scores and all kinds of things like that. And then we've got our applications, like our QuoteStream application. We've got our QuoteStream professional application, QuoteStream Web, QuoteStream Web Trader, QuoteStream Mobile. These are all sister companion devices where, you know, if you're looking at your portfolio and you leave and you get on your phone, there's the same portfolios. And then there's our content solutions, which is our web displays, all those fancy tools and products you see all over the web. And then there's end-to-end development services. So that's where we'll build whatever companies need, handle the exchanges, you know, and build out all those pieces. We have 3 ticker plants, and that's where we run all of our data from, as well as we bring data into the clouds, of course, and the cloud, you know, is another source people can get. But that's for a redundancy, so people can grab data from different ticker plants, and there is full redundancy. We have our on-demand services where you can grab data as you need it. Very, very popular. It's in different delivery mechanisms. Companies often use that. We do have global coverage, so we are covering the world as far as end-of-day data. North America is primarily our goal for real-time and all the heavy-duty research. We are our own news aggregator, so we bring in every news feed ourselves, normalize it, provide it back out to clients. QuoteStream product suite is what I was talking about with all of our different terminals and devices. Our web content solutions examples are, we call it QMod, which is quote modules. And these are all modules that are responsive for phones. They are multilingual. They're very customizable. You know, people love them. It's easy to integrate. There's examples of some widgets, you know, all the different charting and things. We're going big into technical charting. A lot of companies want to see heavier and heavier technical charts with a lot more features and functionality. So we're really expanding in that area. And then we do all of our analytics and scoring and metrics. And now we're creating all of this into research reports for companies. So now, you know, you can see the trends of what's going on in a lot of different areas of companies, trading ideas, things like that. So that's a big area for us now. We also go to all the fund houses. We collect all the mutual fund data, ETFs, and we produce it all into different platforms. And of course, we do all of the user data management services, so tracking and reporting for companies, working with the exchanges, collecting exchange fees, you know, all of those vendor record services, even collecting money if companies want us to do, you know, manage all of that, we can do that. And our database and APIs, that's all just, you know, our analytics and back testing and whatever companies need. We can even bring in third-party data for them or their own data and do analytics. So we can do all kinds of things with the data. On to the company. So revenue-wise, there's our growth curve. As you can see, we're doing very, very well. And that's a curve I really like to see. I hope it keeps going like that. But that's our trend, and you know, really happy to be looking at seeing that as the future comes along here. Our net income is growing too. As I told you, we have a very high fixed cost structure. So as we keep growing, we're not going to have to keep adding more and more costs to the company, which is good. I mean, it's not like we're not going to keep growing with some people and this and that, but the core is there. The ticker plants are there. You know, the established back end and systems are all there. So we're going to have a very good net income growth. And as you can see, that results in cash balance increasing. And with our cash balance increasing, that's going to show us that we have things that we can do now. What do we want to do with the cash? We're going to get into some acquisitions. How are we going to grow quicker? And because of our structure, you can see that looking at different scenarios of growth, you can see how our EBITDA increases. So revenue growth really does drive EBITDA for our company. So that's very exciting. So we're well positioned for growth. We're a strong brand. We're recognized in the industry. We're winning against the multi-billion-dollar competitors. We've got established client success. Lots of companies are using us, and our accolades and testimonials on our website are fantastic. We've got excellent product traction, which also allows us to have new product traction. And we've got a strong growth rate. We're growing our revenue per client. Every year, we're getting larger revenue per client, which means bigger firms, broader product offerings. We've got our large fixed cost structure. We're in a multi-billion-dollar industry. There's lots of room, lots of revenue out there. Not worried about that at all. We're increasing our cash positions for acquisitions. And we're growing in market share. And we're growing it very quickly. When we closed the last two banks, Bank of Montreal and Bank of Nova Scotia, kind of back to back there, all of a sudden the phones just started ringing off the hook, right? So everybody else was like, okay, you've got them. That's proven that you're at that level. So let's talk. And the next thing you know, we're doing all kinds of new proposals. So yeah, the market share is out there, and we're certainly going to take what we can. And that's all I have for you today. So thank you. And I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any questions. Yes, sir. Yeah, so the question was a breakdown of our user base. Is it institutional or retail or exchanges and it's actually all over the place. Like often when we look at the breakdown, it's every level of user, every level of company, anybody that's needing market data, whether it's, for their research, where they're comparing things, or they want a company to help them compare. They want to do an options screening analytics piece, but they also want to look at the stocks behind it and this and that. We have all of the data, and we have the ability of building what they want. And so that's what's exciting, is that there's a lot of companies that work with us because we're different, because we have newer technologies, newer ways to support it. We have all of that ability. Plus, we have all these new product lines, right? So our QuoteStream Web Trader, for example, is an HTML5 trading system that runs out of your browser. So why did the banks jump on us? Because they wanted to get away from a downloadable product, one that is running off of a computer that can eat up all its resources, that's old. They wanted something out of the browser, web-based, HTML5 streaming, and we had to wait for the technologies to catch up in order for us to be able to build that kind of a product. Now we have it. It's phenomenal. It's the most amazing thing that we've built. And the companies just love it. And you basically just log in and there you are trading. There's no download. It's instant on any device, right? So yeah, to answer your question, it's across the board. I mean, if you go to the Fool, we power that website. The Street, we power that website. Clients are trading, all these different trading firms, Choice Trade, I put the list up. I can't remember all the clients, right? But it's so broad. And then IR, we do IR for so many companies where they need quotes and charts and news and filings and all this on their site. Just come to QuoteMedia and we'll provide all of that. Plug and play, right? Thanks for the question. Yep. Yeah, so question is, we're saving our customers money up to 50% because the competitors are so expensive. Is there room to increase our prices? Absolutely. And it's not like we're going super low. I mean, we will do whatever to win a deal, but at the same time, everybody's got to be happy, and companies know that. You have to make money, and they have to, save money. But we are increasing our prices in certain areas, but it's about value. It's about the right margin. It's about what makes sense. See, some of these companies come along and they've had a 10-year contract or a 15-year contract that's just grown and ballooned to the point where they don't realize that they shouldn't be spending $5 million a year. They should be spending $2 million a year. That's really what's more appropriate. 2 to 3, right? So when we look at it and we say, okay, 2 to 3 million, that's where we're going to go. We're not going to go, how's 4.9, right? We're going to make really good margin. And our margins are excellent. I don't have it here, but I'm sure it can be looked up. Yep. Yeah, so our development team is very, very large. It's I would say if I had to guess, it's probably 60% of our firm is development, right? And that even more if you think of, the supporting people for development. So, but what is development? Like that's maintaining our systems, that's the data, the ticker plants, that's handling customers. There's a lot of development for customers. So like when we do close a customer, it could be a plug and play quick deal, right? Or they want to buy feeds and off they go, or they want to buy an existing couple of widgets for a website and off they go. But a lot of them come in and there's a development phase where they want specific things done with our data. They want certain tools, they want certain data put together, and then so they'll pay for all the development. And so you need a core of developers to do that. And then you run it. And after that, then the margin's excellent. You're maintaining, and now you're growing, and you're doing as the clients want you to grow. But very high development group. Yeah. That's okay. Right. Yep. So that is a very good question. Then the question was, whatever we build custom for clients, can it be repurposed? And the answer is absolutely. That's what we are building. All of our tools and widgets are built for clients, for the next clients as well. And these clients understand that. They actually want that. That's software as a service. That's why these different firms come to us, is because they don't want to be stuck in time. They've been stuck in time and they've had a product from 1980 and that product hasn't changed because they can't change it. Whereas if you have a product that QuoteMedia creates, and if they want us to create something interesting for them or a different way of looking at the data, that product goes on our shelf. That it's not for them unless it's their data and it's a very custom solution. We did something with the Dow Jones. We brought in Dow Jones information. We plugged in our data and it munged it together into that proprietary stuff for them. We couldn't redistribute that, right? But Scotiabank wants a certain product built. They want the chart to look this way. They want, the insiders to be plotted on the chart this way, et cetera, et cetera. That's exactly what's going to go to the next client if a client wants it. But then that product's going to evolve, right? We're going to keep growing and evolving things, and everybody benefits from that. How much regulatory fluff do we deal with? Not a lot. We do work with the exchanges. That's a lot of work, right? Because you have to do all the reporting and all of this. But the regulatory stuff is very straightforward, and we've been doing it for a long time, so it is very straightforward. Last question. Well, there's a lot of different areas in the world. The question was, what type of companies would we acquire? So anything that I can replace and turn it into 100% profit. That's where I would go, right? There's a lot of smaller firms and different firms out there that basically have some of the things that we're doing, and I want to get all their clients. So that's the first thing I would do. Then there's some other firms that have some interesting technology, interesting ways to look at the data, and ways that we, sometimes it's like build or buy. It's that type of a question. So that's one of the things that we're looking at. Yeah, and I've got my eye on a few. So when the timing is right, we'll probably be there. Okay, I think that's our time. Thank you so much. I did want to ask that if everybody wants to throw in a business card into the bucket in the back, we are going to do a draw. We're going to do some draws at the end of the conference, and there'll be draws for things like a year of our CodeStream terminal and mobile, all of that kind of stuff. So pop your business card in the bucket there. That'd be most appreciated. And also, we have a table at the conference as well, so you can find us there at QuoteMedia. And I've got a couple of guys here with me, so happy to talk to anybody anymore. All right, thank you.